Okay, so hi everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Davor and I'm with IRCAI, which is the International Research Center in AI under the auspices of UNESCO. And today we're very, very happy to have you on this information session for the AI for Equity Challenge. Um, so first, I'd like to run just a couple of slides to give you a context of who we are and why this is happening. And then we have Selina with us for a short conversation, and Ivana, who's part of our program committee for the challenge, and Zoe from AWS, and Dina, who's been kind enough to come in as one of the sort of like examples of organizations that would have benefit from the results of such a hackathon. I'm going to just quickly kick it in. So who are we in terms of IRCAI, just to give you context and what do we do? So launched in 2021 with participants from 123 countries, partially funded by the government of Slovenia, which would have been like a very small country in Europe, headquartered at Josef Stefan Institute, which is a physics institute and robotics in Ljubljana, Slovenia again. We've developed connections with quite a lot of legal entities, private companies, public entities, foundations, nonprofits, universities, governments in the past couple of years. So this is part of that program. We function as an ecosystem of research institutions, and I'll give you quick examples. And obviously our personnel wears many hats, as would be the case in the space of AI. The director is John Shaw Taylor, who's also UNESCO chair in AI at UCL, and we both live in London. So very quickly, as a context, why UNESCO? UNESCO would have been funded in 1945 in London, headquartered in Paris. Very quickly, the mission is to build a culture of peace, zero poverty, sustainable development, and dialogue through education, sciences, and culture. So that would have been also the only UN agency with a mandate to cover all aspects of education, with priorities Africa and gender. So that sits also with us. And just to give you a short snapshot, there's 81 institutes and centers under the auspices of UNESCO. So it's not just us. Across 58, 60 countries. 3 of them are in AI, and we are one of the very few centers within those 81 that actually have almost like a daily relationship with UNESCO. So we're quite high. Obviously, AI would have been also the priority of UNESCO, so that's why we're so high. Very quickly, IRCAI connection to Africa. We've been involved in the setting up the AI for D program, so the first leg of that program, which now has, I think, 130 million Canadian dollars investment, if I'm not mistaken. And just quickly, the first activity, we have a network of research organizations called Nexus on AI and sustainable development. And we had our meeting of the African leg of the partners at the Indaba last year, not this year. And maybe the second activity connected with Africa is that we've launched a journal in AI and sustainable development, sitting at AIMS in Cape Town. And the first volume has been published. So we're trying to connect challenges like this one, obviously, with, research capabilities and outreach programs like it would have been the scientific journal. And I'm going to skip these slides. So we're involved in European projects, at least 10 at the moment, running the number one RAIDO for 28 million euros for 9 million euros for 28 partners, usually connected with UNESCO through reportings, different reports on AI and gender, open data for AI, open data for SDGs, working with them on AI curriculum, and so on. Also working with AWS on a fellowship called Compute for Climate with startups in the space of climate. But today, we are sort of like looking at this specific challenge with Zindi and AWS. Okay, so a global competition. Just a quick snapshot, 6 months. a two-part challenge. Virtual one, of course, focused on addressing issues at the intersection of climate, gender, and health equity. Ideally, we would like to have all three combined, but climate is sort of like a must. And extra points would have been for using the ASDI data, and I'll tell you more about this. And obviously, please do ask questions. Key requirements that we are looking at, we would like to find two organizations that will propose a problem that can be solved by AI in the space of what we would call in the UN lingo SDG 3, 5, and 13, which is the equivalent of health, gender, and climate. This is very important for us because we would like organizations to actually keep the solutions and supercharge them with the solutions being built. Participation, round 2 specifically, open to researchers, nonprofits, startups. No, round 1, but also round 2, different audiences, where people would have access to HPC, AI resources on AWS's side, and obviously guidance through the competition from IRCAI researchers and AWS if needed. Prizes are quite good, $25K in cash, $200,000 in AWS credits in technical support, and then crowdsourced custom AI solutions worth $50,000. And I'm going to go more into that. What is ASDI? ASDI currently hosts many different types of data, including weather observations, ocean temperatures, climate projection data, satellite imagery, a lot of satellite imagery. And I'm going to show you the website then, and you'll see. Working with customers around the world to identify key data sets and works with the data providers to host the data for free on AWS. So it's essentially, if IRCAI would have been on the research side with AI and sustainable development, AWS with the ASDI office would have been on the open data hosting side. So anyone can use the data and not required to have an AWS account to access or download, but probably yes. Primary goal of ASDI is to democratize access to data, compute, and knowledge to support sustainability, innovation, and problem solving. But mostly what you're looking at with ASDI is sustainable development data. So it's kind of like a perfect match. That is the link, and I'll drop that also in the Q&A for you. So very quickly, program committee are colleagues from the African space and beyond. So thankful for them to be involved. The criteria that we're looking at for the submissions are 9. So sustainability, impact, implementation, feasibility, addressing data gaps, need and novelty, scale and scalability again. Dataset quality and relevance team, the composition, minimum requirements met would have been the intersection of the 3 topics, but also data sets. And then bias, we're very keen on understanding that, and the use of ChatGPT, which is just nominal. If you use ChatGPT for your proposals, please do so. It's fine. Just let us know that you've used it. So what's in it for us and what's in it for you? Why are we doing this? Most of all, to provide a real-life case that sustainability data is important, right? And that it should be collected and it should be used. The partnership between industry, academia, research, and practitioners on a platform like Zindi can yield positive outcomes. It's really the perfect match, and we want to use this more and more and more in this combo. Plus, things align. This aligns with all of our mission statements of all of the organizations involved in this to promote sustainability and equity using cutting-edge technology. So what's in it for? Oh, sorry, why are we doing this? Sorry, what's in it for us? So AWS and IRCAI would like to showcase that the ASDI data portfolio as a resource is actually good. It can help to accelerate global innovation. Plus, we want the solution to be designed with an organization in mind. So that's very important for us, that people can actually make use of this. And there's a need for this. And what's in it for you? Obviously, we want to showcase Zindi as the right community for doing this and to do many, many more of these challenges. And plus, you're getting solid awards, access to AWS resources, mentorship, and significant visibility at major AWS and IRCA events. Just as a small interim, we will try and showcase the results and the winners at the AI Summit, which will probably be held in Paris. So we would like to expose the winners as much as we can. And again, so round one launched the 23rd of September. In the first round of the challenge, we invite organizations to submit proposals detailing how they will use ASDI and the datasets, as well as their own datasets. So you can mix that. The round then closes on the 4th of November. Then the second one begins a month later, 4 weeks, with 2 winning proposals from the first round to enter the second round of the challenge, right? So in this round, the proposed problems and datasets will be the basis for 2 AI challenges designed in collaboration with and hosted on Zindi. So this is where the second kind of like group interaction comes in. And then we would like to open this for everyone around the world, but especially Zindians as they are now. So round 2 closes on the 31st of Jan. And then we have the winners announced quickly after that, I think, probably within a week or so. The very important thing to mention, winning solutions from the round 2 challenges will belong entirely to the organizations that submitted the winning proposals in round 1. So this is something that we would like to have it stay with the organizations, right? Again, so sustainability, very important. Again, round 1, the 2 winning proposals from round 1 will be selected as the problem statements for round 2. So that's a bit of a crowdsourcing there. And then the second round is the winners of each of the 2 final challenges on Zindi will receive 3 prizes. So you're looking at 2 of these. Plus, the first 200 teams will have a bit of a AWS cloud to play with in terms of resources.